On this edition, I'm going to break down and predict the upcoming fight in the UFC 158 card between Johny Hendricks and Carlos Condit. What I'm doing this for, I'm just going to break down both fighters and do my predictions. So I'll start with Johny Hendricks. What Johny Hendricks really brings to the table, and he's got a great wrestling foundation and a developing striking game. But even though his striking game is developing, he's very deadly on his feet. And it's the fact that he's not a real great technical striker. He can't outpoint you. He's not going to put together huge combinations and work the body and use leg kicks and all those other things. But Johny Hendricks uses his boxing to be a headhunter. He is going headhunting at UFC 158, and he's going to try and knock out Carlos Condit. And like I said before, he's not the more skilled striker in this fight. He is not the more complete fighter in this fight. There's just no question about that. But what he does bring to the table is a deadly power striking game. He likes to test chins, and he really is one of the, if not the ultimate chin tester in the welterweight division. He has got power that most fighters dream of. He has power in both hands, and Johny Hendricks likes to get inside of strikers' reach, and he's actually very good at doing so because he does have the chin to press forward, and he really pushes the pace. He's constantly in your face. And the other thing too is he gets fighters to lower their hands because he also has an incredible wrestling ability. Is that he'll come forward, come forward, come forward. In the Martin Kampmann fight, he popped forward, and Johny Hendricks said that he knows his hands were dropping down. It's almost like Kampmann was getting ready to sprawl and trying to avoid being on the ground. And that's the thing, is that Johny Hendricks will keep you guessing, is the fact that he does have a great wrestling ability. He's got a great double, a great single leg takedown. He'd get you in the clinch, he could slam you down. And when he's on the ground, he implements very deadly ground and pound. Not only does he have power in the stand-up, but great power in the ground and pound. He has good ground control. He's a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, definitely not the better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, but he does have good submission defense. He's never been finished before, and he really can impose his will on fighters. So really the biggest advantage for him when we're talking about pros and cons here is the biggest pro for him is the wrestling. People have been saying that Carlos Condit's going to outwork Johny Hendricks, and I find that to be kind of, I don't fully agree with this. That yes, Carlos Condit can outwork Johny Hendricks in the stand-up game, given he's the better striker. However, is that how can you outwork somebody in the entire aspect of fighting if you lack wrestling? And what Johny Hendricks very much does have is a great wrestling background and foundation. He was a four-time All-American. He was a two-time national champion at Oklahoma State University. He is an outstanding wrestler, probably one of the most underrated wrestlers in the UFC. Just has to maybe establish or solidify that role just as time goes by, with more wins under his belt. But I'd say wrestling is probably his biggest advantage. I'd also say the fact that he does have incredible knockout power. He has amazing chin with the pace that he pushes and his ability to control fighters and dictate where the fight takes place. I'd say the confidence, momentum as well. He's really on a very impressive win streak, and he's got all the confidence in the world. I'd say cons for Johny Hendricks is the fact that he is not the better Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner. He is not the more complete fighter in this fight. He is not the more skilled striker in this fight. And he's facing a guy who's very experienced, one of the better strikers in the division. I'd say cardio is a huge disadvantage as well, is that we saw him start to gas out in the third round against Josh Koscheck. If this goes in the later rounds, Carlos Condit could very much have his way with Johny Hendricks in the striking game. And the last thing is the reach. He has a huge reach disadvantage. I mean, Condit's a 76-inch reach to Hendricks' 69. So it will help Carlos Condit in the technical striking aspect, is that he can pick apart Hendricks and keep him away from him with the long reach that he has. But Hendricks has a knack for getting inside of people's reach. So where I see Johny Hendricks being successful, there's two ways this one could go. I think Johny Hendricks is going to come out and look for the finish early. He does very much have incredible knockout power, like I said, but you know, you have to test Carlos Condit's chin. The guy's never been finished before, but if somebody can knock out Carlos Condit, I would not doubt that it's Johny Hendricks. He's shown that he can test people's chin and he can knock people out. So I either think that Johny Hendricks is going to press forward early. I mean, he could finish him at any time in the fight, but I think he has better odds of doing it early on. It's going to be a TKO, not a knockout. I don't see him knocking Carlos Condit out cold, just having that type of chin. But I think it can either be a TKO early, or I think that this will go to unanimous decision. It'll be Hendricks's. I mean, if Condit starts to have his way on the feet, I think Hendricks isn't stupid. I mean, all he has to do is win this fight, and he gets his title shot. That's ultimately what it is. So it's either he's going to TKO Carlos Condit early, or he's going to implement his wrestling if he's either getting outworked on the feet or if he wants to secure himself a victory. So I think it's either going to be via unanimous decision or TKO. That's where I see Johny Hendricks being successful. So Carlos Condit. Now, Carlos Condit, I mean, the natural born killer. The guy, I mean, the amount of finishes this guy has. I mean, 26 finishes, 13 knockouts, 13 submissions. Just one of the more skilled strikers in the UFC, a very polished fighter, and just an unbelievable talent. And regardless, I mean, the guy's always looking for the finish. Regardless of the Nick Diaz fight, he's also a tactician. He has incredible game plan. And I think it's a huge advantage for him in this fight as well, is that he's a very smart fighter. So what Carlos Condit brings to the table in the stand-up game, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, just such an amazing combination striker. He has incredible movement in the octagon, good head movement, puts together combinations that can really be implemented on all levels, whether it's working leg kicks and finishing to the body and to the head. Has a good clinch game with his knees. But he also has knockout ability as well. I mean, he has more knockouts than Johny Hendricks, but I'd say that these guys are very much even with knockout ability. They're both chin testers. The amazing part about it is that he has the chin to outlast a lot of fighters with also incredible cardio and endurance. It is that he works very well, and I think his movement is probably going to be one of the biggest factors, is staying away from Hendricks' left hand. So I'd say that the knockout power in this is really a wash, to say the least. And he has a big reach advantage. It's going to help him if he wants to start picking apart Hendricks on the feet and to keep him at a safe distance. The one problem, though, I mean, is that he has a big hole in his game. And Hendricks is an amazing wrestler. Condit's not a wrestler. However, what he does have, he's a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he has probably one of the most active guards in all of mixed martial arts, is that Condit's always working. I mean, he has 13 submissions on his resume, a good amount of them coming from off of his back. Is that if he's on his back, he's either going to squirm and get up. We saw him reverse Georges St-Pierre when they fought. I mean, we've seen him countless times submit fighters off his back. He's throwing up strikes constantly. It is not easy to be on top of Carlos Condit and be in the dominant position. He makes you work. So even if Johny Hendricks wants to wrestle this one to a decision, he's going to be busy, and he's going to have to work for this one. So Carlos Condit is no slouch on the ground at all, but he very much does have the hole of keeping the fight standing and dictating where the fight takes place. Pros and cons for Carlos Condit. I'd say the pro, he's definitely the more complete fighter. He's the more skilled striker. He has a huge reach advantage, a 7-inch reach advantage in this fight, a better movement in the octagon, a better game planner and tactician. I'd say he has better cardio and endurance. Cons for Carlos Condit, I mean, really, if we're looking at it, I'd say it's the wrestling. That's the biggest hole. I mean, that's the ultimate weakness. Where I see Carlos Condit being successful, I don't see Carlos Condit winning this fight via decision. I think he's got to finish the fight. I think it's either got to be a knockout, TKO, or submission. I know it's not really narrowing it down too much, but I think he's got to finish it. I think he's either got to test Hendricks' chin, take some chances, be both aggressive and counter-strike. I mean, he can't just sit there and wait for Johny Hendricks to play into his hand. He's got to be on both levels. He's got to be in Hendricks' face and also waiting for Hendricks to come to him. He's got to mix it up. And at the same time, if he's on his back, he's got to try and lock in Hendricks in submission. But I see if this one goes to decision, I think it's going to be Hendricks' fight, ultimately. So I think he has to finish this fight, and I think he's more than capable of doing so. It's a tall task, but once again, I said he can knock him out. It's a tall task. He does have a great chin, and he could also submit him. Where my prediction lies in this fight, I mean, this is a tough one. I mean, ultimately, you go with the more complete fighter, the more experienced fighter. I mean, Carlos Condit's more than capable of doing this, without a doubt. I mean, but I'd say the biggest hole here is that Condit doesn't wrestle. He does not have a wrestling background. He trains with wrestlers, but he does not have the wrestling foundation that Hendricks has. And it's very hard to win fights when you can't dictate where the fight takes place. He could very much outstrike Johny Hendricks, no doubt about it. Much better striker. But I just see how I see this one playing out. I mean, can Johny Hendricks knock out Carlos Condit? I very much think if there is a guy, it's most definitely Johny Hendricks with the power that he has shown us. I think Condit's going to get his strikes in. He's going to win quite a few of the exchanges. I think he's going to definitely try and lock in a few submissions. He's going to be on his back in this fight. It's going to be an excellent fight. However, the way I see it happening is I either can see Johny Hendricks getting a TKO early in this fight, maybe first or second round. I mean, he's dangerous at all times. I either see it's a TKO for Johny Hendricks early, or I see Johny Hendricks winning this one via unanimous decision. Carlos Condit's going to give him the business, and this is going to be a tough fight. Hendricks is going to have to earn his title shot. So what it comes down to, I'm going to take Johny Hendricks defeating Carlos Condit via TKO or unanimous decision on the UFC 158 card. And that's what I have for this edition. This is Kyle Delaney signing off. I'm out of here.